Bismillah for the second time. Walaalayan, this is embracing. I don't know how to. Earlier waan ku sheegay chapter 3 markan bilaabo. Walaalayan balaayadan Ilaahay hanaga qabo. Waa balaayo aadi ka hun. Imika noloshayga wuu u bedelay. And so arrinkan du'ada noo sameeya Ilaahay nabada hana dhigo. I will go to chapter 4. Chapter 4 it is a continuation of chapter 3. It is as you see from your slide, it is a continuation. In chapter 3 we have seen a strategy, and that strategy has to have a mechanism of solicitation planning, and we have to have a planning, and then we have to have a solicitation, the activity itself, and we have to have evaluation and the selection criteria. We say the strategy has to be developed based on a market analysis, based on the demand analysis. Arrinkas, this is a practical putting into the paper. Chapter 4, handout kag, as you can see from your slide, there is introduction in it, solicitation planning, solicitation, and criteria indicated in the slide. The first thing, as you see your slide, solicitation planning consists a preparation of a document. Document kas wa mahay wa bids or quotas, or those document by which we call the potential supplier. The market potential supplier again. Earlier we said we did all activity related with Mahataro Nisan, the issue of understanding the market. And then we got two documents which we have to develop. This is a request for proposal. Request for a proposal marka sameynayno, if it is for item, a product, we do create a request for proposal when the things are not clear. Because if things are clear, the product scope is not clear, the supplier got no information, and they have to give us a general information. Well, general information don't detail kama don't. In that case, we prepare a proposal. The product scope is not well defined. If it is that, you have to prepare proposal. A specification or the statement of work is not clear in case of service markan noqdo. If it is service, if the service is not clearly established for our project or our organization, in that case, wahat yaranayna wa proposal. Quota maha. It is not another bidding process. Simply, we ask them to send us a proposal. And in case quotation mark or quota supplement, the quota document mark when we send them request for quota, most of the time, the activity has to be well defined. The product is well clearly established. The scope of statement banina, the statement of the work is clear. In that case, we send them quota. And sometimes we may have invitation for bid or negotiation initiatives and initial contract response or another solicitation planning may be used. This is what solicitation planning. You have to plan this, which one you have to use, either quota or proposal sending or another bidding process. You have to determine that. In your handout, the handout, there is a proposal content clearly indicated. Read them, and solicitation marka sameynayno, this is actual activity, the actual action we do when we call, when actually we solicit, bring them the proposal and have them in our hand. That is obtaining proposal and the bids or quotas. In this, most of the time, bidder or a person who sends us a quota or proposal has to fulfill certain elements. Element has clearly indicated for that. And then we have to manage them. Sourcing management by Allah, we have to manage by doing some certain activity. Imika management markan in Somaliland, we have barre copy paste. Maya, hadis sa samena iso fail bad garenisa. And imike dibate di imika corona la yirado for sourcing management is a headache. Why? Because a lot of supply chain will interrupt due to this coronavirus. And management has to take some serious action and consideration. Sourcing management got some activities. We have certain activity we do, and in solicitation or soliciting, procurement department has to do certain activity. Among them, the first one is establishing requirement. What do we need from the product? Hadi product nagodo. Again, hadi service kan nagodo. What kind of activities has to be included? Satisfaction criteria, the demand or specification from those activities has to be clearly established. Description must be there, detail need, and a number of elements has to be included in it, including terms and the conditions. Terms and the condition, what they are a contract element. And lead time and the technical requirement, you will add into them. This is very important in order to stop certain disagreement afterwards and some conflict on supply. We have to specify and have certain document which clearly indicates, clearly tells the supplier what they have to stick to and what they have to focus on. Once we did that, once we establish a requirement, we have to organize them, create and organize them, document them. That they collect the barri ninkas magaran you ati oron you mahakama de matagi karta because it is an oral. You have to make it a documentary. You have to establish in a written form. Once you did that, who has to create and organize this issue is a matter. Most of the time, purchasing department or procurement department do that, the responsibility. And beyond that, project team may participate in it, or consumer that get those claim to our project, or the external people can be part of the establishment, or what you call establishment of the requirement. Information that is one muhim. And then maybe other input you need, some standardization in institution. Somaliland main institution kasasa mina ilay hanna siyumo yan. And kadibna, once you did that, you have to create a specification in the format. This is very important for service, and also important for the item you need, the product. A specification you have to develop, such as Mahai, technical specification, functional specification, performance specification, benchmarking. Aya benchmark because it is a kind of putting what is accepted and what is not accepted. The bottom line. Emika, you have to have some kind of specification for quality control mechanism and a statement of work. Service adin no kodusas what bahantai. In most of the time, when you are dealing with a service, you have to focus on a statement of work, in which you have to indicate description of the work, timeline, and performance, terms and the condition, and mostly specific detail keys today. Hadith dartan you if you said Muslim ban na hado udidi karaning kas, or the oral agreement is not good. Now how we have to locate? Hage kehele na ninka alaptan sidi doni no na kene yo. Most of the time, this is the good way. How we have to locate those suppliers is a very important issue we have to answer. Like in hage garane inaninkas or organization kas or supplier. Mostly we have to see the some area we have to identify, evaluate, and then develop them. But to do this, location keys, either directory or industrial magazine or something must be there, or government agency which can allocate for us. When you source from outside, marka supplier you have to look seriously into what? Nature of the supplier. Nature marka norone yo mahai. The locality of it, are they local, national, or they are international. Arrinkan very muhim. If they are local, they are with you, a lot of benefits are there. A lot faida badan baad ka helaysaa because they are near to you. And you can replace non-needed item or broken item, or some replacement is easy. Well, faidadiisu, you can refer to your slide. kadibna waxaa yaala international markan noqodo supplier kaaga, you have to understand international payment system. And you have to understand risk transfer. You have to understand and logistical issue. You have to also be worried about globalization. What is going on in the world? If you got a supply from China today, no, you from there. Lakin, we have to see also size of the organization. Most of the time, size is very important in case of trust. And those new beginners, most of the time, they do it to build their name. That hore jogan, they satisfied with the work, and most of the time they are. Arrinkas, you have to see carefully. And also you have to know original and manufacturer and distributor type of competition in your supply area. You have to understand those issues related with technicality and partnership and the issue that exists in the market. Locate market garaneso, the method are there: directories, industrial guideline, internet search, trade association or show, or maybe government agencies can give you an information. Adi bahan tahay hagin keheleya of organization kalabta nasinayo. Changing market, you have to understand factors such as mahai, economic condition, technology, performance, and you have to know their impact. And kadibna hage garina, mostly we have to start from obtaining bids and proposal guideline by yalla bidding guideline, and that has to be understood, and you have to have those criteria in your hand. And once marka helaysa arrinkan bidding process marka dhamaysto, those supply solicitation marka dhamaysto, the only thing remaining is communication. Communicate with them, with YO, and new supplier you developed. What has clear detail in chapter 4, as you can refer to your slide. I hope my input will help you. And see that's the main in chapter 4.